Did you know that a giant sunspot cluster has reappeared on the sun, posing a potential threat of a solar storm? Meet AR 3664, a colossal cluster of sunspots known for its disruptive activities. This is not its first appearance, it has been here before, causing quite a stir in our solar system. Previously, AR 3664 was responsible for a powerful solar flare, an X1, 1 class to be precise. This sunspot cluster is not just a pretty face in our solar system. It has been active and continues to keep scientists on their toes with its charged particles that it releases into space. Now, it has made its grand return. Recently, a significant X28 solar flare erupted from this cluster, stirring up conversations about the potential for another solar storm in early June. The return of AR 3664, therefore, could mean that we are in for a celestial light show, or, less appealingly, disruptions to our power grids and communication systems. This is not the first time AR 3664 has been active, and it continues to release charged particles into space. So, what does the activity of this sunspot cluster mean for us here on Earth? Well, the potential impact of the sunspot cluster's activities can be quite significant. To grasp the full extent of these impacts, let's first consider our modern world. Our society today is heavily reliant on technology. From our power grids to our communication networks, the majority of our daily activities are intertwined with advanced technological systems. Now, imagine if these systems were suddenly disrupted. That's exactly the kind of scenario we could find ourselves in due to the activity of this sunspot cluster, specifically AR 3664. When this sunspot cluster becomes active and releases charged particles into space, it can trigger what we call solar flares and geomagnetic storms. These phenomena aren't just space weather events. They have tangible effects right here on Earth. One of the most notable impacts is on our power grids. The geomagnetic storms can induce currents that can overload and even damage these grids, leading to power outages. But that's not all. The charged particles can also cause radio blackouts, disrupting our communication networks. This can affect everything from mobile phone signals to GPS navigation. In an age where we are so dependent on these technologies, the implications of such disruptions are far-reaching. Yet it's not all doom and gloom. There's a more visually stunning side to these solar activities. When the charged particles reach our planet's atmosphere, they can create colorful light displays known as auroras. These are the mesmerizing northern and southern lights that we often associate with the polar regions. But during powerful solar storms, they can be visible even at lower latitudes. NASA's solar orbiter recently observed an X12 class solar flare from the sunspot cluster AR 3664. This resulted in a coronal mass ejection, a massive burst of solar wind and magnetic fields. These ejections can intensify the effects we've discussed, making the potential impact of this sunspot cluster even more significant. While these solar activities can create stunning auroras, they also pose a threat to our technology-dependent society. Our world is becoming ever more interconnected, and as we continue to rely on technology, understanding and preparing for these solar events is going to be increasingly important. With the potential of a solar storm looming, what are the experts saying and how can we prepare? The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, is sounding the alarm. They warn of the possibility of charged particles from the active sunspot cluster reaching Earth. This could trigger yet another geomagnetic storm similar to those we've seen in the past. So, what does this mean for us? Well, the potential impact of these solar activities includes disruptions to power grids and radio blackouts. Even more captivating are the colorful auroras that could light up the night sky. But there's no need to panic. Taking the right precautions can help mitigate these effects. Preparation is key. Experts recommend having a plan in place for potential power outages, including backup power sources and supplies. It's also crucial to stay informed through reliable sources like NOAA to receive the latest updates and information. While the sunspot cluster's activities are a cause for concern, knowing what to expect can help us prepare for a potential solar storm. Solar storms are a fascinating yet frightening reality of our universe. These celestial events are born from the sun's intense activity, particularly from areas such as the re-emerged sunspot cluster AR 3664. This cluster has proven its potential for disruption, having previously unleashed powerful solar flares and geomagnetic storms. Its return brings with it the possibility of more solar storms, which could lead to disruptions in power grids, radio blackouts, and even the spectacle of vibrant auroras illuminating our night skies. The importance of staying informed and prepared for these solar storms cannot be overstated. It's a reality that treads a fine line between fascinating and frightening. The fascinating part? It's a testament to the awe-inspiring power and dynamism of our sun. The frightening part? The potential disruption to our daily lives, from blackouts to communication breakdowns. As we continue to monitor AR 3664, we are reminded of the immense power of our sun and the potential impacts of its activities on our daily lives.